Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast. This is the Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast.
Hi there everybody and welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's show is brought to you by TraderCobb.com, where you can access all your trading in crypto education in one easy to find space. You can join up to the free bi-weekly video newsletter on the website and receive free information to your inbox. There's also a huge amount of information there that's there for free. So jump in on the website and have a look around. Okay, so today I wanted to discuss a couple of things. Navigating through the markets and negativity in the market. So when I talk about navigating through the markets, I know a lot of people that are listening in on the podcast are either already involved in crypto or they are just listening to get involved. I mean, realistically, they're your two spots. I mean, there are different types of people involved. There are people that are trading, there are people that are investing, there are people that are doing both. When I say navigating the markets, it's not just about navigating the style of trader you are, it's also navigating through all the crap. Now, as you all know by now, I've had some pretty phenomenal guests on the show, and I get some pretty good perspectives. I'm very fortunate that I am able to speak with these people, and I'm hoping that so far you guys are enjoying the interviewing process and the type of questions that I ask each of the guests. Now, what I'd like to start to help you understand is that, from their point of view as well as mine, they have an overwhelming frustration with the amount of crap that's out there. I spoke to a guest today who we were both in Consensus in New York, and we discussed the types of projects that are popping up and how the Trader Cobb Crypto Show and what I'm doing, I'm trying to help to educate people not just on hype, not just on Facebook groups and YouTube and all these pump and dumpy type things. I'm trying to teach people to look at a company and understand what they're trying to achieve to help them to make a better investment decision. Now, so, as I say, the guests know much more about blockchain than I do, typically, but I'm still there. I'm still able to sort of suss out and look at their businesses and speak to their businesses. And also when I say at Consensus because there was just so many stalls in Consensus, it was the best example of what I'm about to say. But there's a lot of people that are making massive claims out there. And massive claims, We're going to split the atom. How? I don't know. Right. Okay. We're going to put man on the moon. How? Well, we're not sure yet. Okay. So it's kind of like what we saw in the .com. I mean, look, I saw it in history because I wasn't there trading the .com. But it's kind of like, people just putting .com on anything and saying, what we're going to do is this. Well, what you're going to do is fine. There's nothing wrong with having, an objective and having an outcome. But what are you doing? And why would you get there? And is the goal too far-fetched? The other thing you've got to think about is the goal one that's ready for the time? Okay, so there's lots of ideas that come out that are brilliant, but they're ahead of their time. Business is not just about being revolutionary. It's about, if you want to have success, being revolutionary, especially in this space, and timing your idea coming to market. So there's a lot of different things that you need to bring together. That's the navigating side of it. So how do we navigate what's real, what's not, what's crap, what's not? Well, from my podcast and through obviously, a number of other amazing people out there in the space, that we look for things like a good team. We want to research not just that the team has the right people, but research the people, their past, their LinkedIn profiles. It's so simple, guys, but anybody who's running a business is going to be on LinkedIn, okay? It's that straightforward. If they're not there, they must have a very, very good reason. All right, research the team. Think about the idea. Don't think about, space travel. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to live on the moon. That might happen. But is it going to happen in the next 2 years? No way. It's not going to happen. Sure, if you want to back the project now and hope that they're still going to have funding to create this ecosystem on the moon in the next 25 to 50 years, then that's fine. But understand it's not a short-term investment. You've got to look at ideas when they're going to hit and what they're going to do and how they're going to change the world or the particular market. It doesn't necessarily need to change the world. It just needs to be changing something in the space. And look, it doesn't even need to be changing something in the space. Like look at Nokia. Nokia were huge in the telephone space. Now, what Apple did, what the iPhone was, it was still a telephone. Okay, so Nokia sold telephones amongst other things. Everyone had a Nokia, right? Apple sold telephones. But what they did was they made the telephone better. They gave it more usability, more functionality. They effectively put a computer and a Walkman in our hands. Still a telephone. They just made it better. So you don't need to invent something that is completely new, completely far-fetched. You just need to make something better. So work out, what is that? Why does it need to be there? What is this actually going to achieve? Is this better than what's already existing? In many cases, people say, well, it's just this, but it's decentralized. Okay, so it's slower. Because a decentralized network is not faster, it's typically slower. Because centralized means it's all in the one spot, so it can be executed faster. So there's a lot more to think about than what meets the eye often. Now, I haven't even talked about the tokenomics just yet, because in my opinion, unless there's a good team and a good idea and the right timing, there's no point in looking at the tokens. It's kind of like with trading. If I've got a cradle, the price is pulled back, it's in a wonderful uptrend, it's pulled back into the cradle, but there's no bullish candle, there's no trade. Sure, it looks bullish. Sure, it will probably continue to move to the upside. But if I haven't got an entry, if I haven't got a timing to get into the trade, I'm going to leave it. And the other side of this conversation is the negativity in the market. A lot of people get their knickers in a knot, so to speak, because they hear so much negativity, so they believe it. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Market's going to fall to here. Why? Because somebody else said it. Oh, but everyone's saying it. I hear that all the time. What do you think about this? Well, I don't think about that at all. But everyone's talking about this. Okay. Everyone is not me. I'm the only one that can make my own decisions. I don't need everybody for me to make a decision. The negativity in the market, and look, it goes both ways, right? I'm talking about negativity because we do have a little bit out there at the moment. There can also be overly positive sentiment in the market. I'm not saying don't listen to it. I'm not saying don't be alert to it. I'm not saying ignore everything. I'm saying form your own opinions based on structured research and strategy. Now, research is a part of your strategy, of course. If you're trading, obviously you guys know that everything I do is in a checklist, so it's a literal written checklist. You can go through a checklist as essential factors and bonus factors. It makes it very straightforward for trading. But you guys aren't just trading, you're investing too. And you're feeling things. And you might not trade because you feel something. You might think that Bitcoin's going to go down, even though it's in an uptrend, there's a good trade there. This can clash. It can cause you to miss good opportunities. So I've got a rule that says trade what you see, not what you think. And I had, it's been pulled down because we had the wall, another wall put in to soundproof this room better, but it did say, don't think. Just on one A4 piece of paper horizontally, don't think. Because when it comes to trading, my job is not to think. My job is to execute my plan. And whilst I've been doing that unemotionally, I've had a lot of success. It didn't happen straight away. It did take a long time. I was crap for a long time. I've been good longer than I've been bad now that I've been in this for 12 years, but it did take a lot of time. I did feel like it wasn't going to happen. I nearly gave up plenty of times. Because I can tell you right now, if you focus on you, navigating through the crypto market, navigating through the negativity in the market, navigating through the noise in the market becomes a lot easier because you turn your own headlights on. You can actually start to see. And when you can see, you can notice what you want to see. If that kangaroo is jumping towards you and you're about to hit it, you put the brakes on. You avoid hitting that kangaroo. Because you can see, because you know where you're going. Until you understand what you're trying to achieve, it becomes very difficult to know what's noise and what's rubbish. And that's why navigating through the crypto market is the topic for this podcast. I hope it's helped, guys. Don't forget, you can jump across to tradercobb.com, who this show is sponsored by. We have been from day dot. So jump across there, have a look through the content. Lots of free stuff there. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast. Check out tradercobb.com because experience matters.